The final days of Princess Diana's life were unlike anything the world could have imagined, filled with romance, charity, and whispers of a fresh beginning, yet overshadowed by a sense of mystery that makes her story feel stranger than fiction. After her painful split from Prince Charles, Diana could have faded quietly into the background. Instead, she was determined to create a life on her own terms. The Queen had encouraged the divorce, finalized in August 1996, but Diana walked away with more than money. She kept her Kensington Palace home, her Princess of Wales title, and most importantly, her role as a mother to William and Harry. She often reminded friends that they were her greatest purpose, even as the world tried to define her by her marriage. But Diana was ready to reinvent herself. She once said, "I am going to own myself and be true to myself." And true to her word, she turned her platform into a powerful voice for change. Just months after the divorce, she was honored in New York as Humanitarian of the Year. Soon after, she made headlines around the world by walking through a minefield in Angola, raising global awareness about the devastation left behind in war zones. She spoke with political leaders, including British Prime Minister Tony Blair and U.S. First Lady Hillary Clinton, proving that her influence stretched far beyond royal duties. In June 1997, Diana auctioned off dozens of her gowns at Christie's, raising more than $5 million for charity. The moment was symbolic. She was shedding her past and stepping boldly into a new chapter. Vanity Fair even declared her Diana Reborn on its July cover. Fashion designer Gianni Versace described her as serene, at peace with who she was becoming. Yet, only days later, Versace was murdered in Miami, a chilling twist that added an unsettling layer of foreshadowing to Diana's story. But even as she embraced her role as a global humanitarian, Diana's personal life told a more complicated tale. She had ended her relationship with heart surgeon Hasnat Khan, a man she reportedly loved deeply. Friends said the breakup left her heartbroken, but Khan was never comfortable with the endless attention that came with being close to her. Diana longed for stability, but her search for love was far from over. That July, on her 36th birthday, Diana attended a grand celebration at London's Tate Gallery. Behind the glamour, however, she wanted distance from Charles's own party for Camilla. It was then that fate stepped in through Mohammed Al Fayed, the wealthy businessman and owner of Harrods, who invited Diana and her sons to his villa in Saint-Tropez. It was there she met Mohammed's son, film producer Dodi Fayed. He arrived on July 14th, accompanied by his fiancée Kelly Fisher. But soon after Kelly left, Diana and Dodi began spending more time together. They shared yacht trips, private nights of dancing, and amusement park adventures with William and Harry. For once, Diana seemed carefree. She later called it the best holiday of my life. Rumors began swirling. Was this just a summer romance, or the start of something much deeper? But as quickly as joy returned to her world, tragedy began circling closer. Just days after returning from Saint-Tropez, Diana flew to Milan to attend Gianni Versace's funeral, an event that seemed to hang heavy with symbolism. The press speculated endlessly. Was Diana preparing for an unofficial ambassadorship, a global charity role, or perhaps a new life with Dodi by her side? Sadly, the answers would never come. On August 31st, 1997, Diana's life was cut short in a Paris car crash at only 36 years old. And with her passing, every detail of those final weeks took on an almost haunting quality. Looking back, her story feels like it was standing on the edge of transformation. She had shed the constraints of royal life, found new meaning in charity, and perhaps even rediscovered love. The tragedy is that her future, so full of possibility, was stolen just as it was about to begin. And maybe that's why the world still can't let go of Diana's story. Because in her final days, she wasn't just a princess. We saw her as a woman who had finally found herself, only for fate to write a cruel ending.